I'm intersex and scared people will find out this secret. I've always been withdrawn and cold, so my roommate seems to dislike me for it. My stomach hurt and I didn't want the cold air, but he cranked the AC down on purpose. I really needed to use the bathroom, but he was showering and wouldn't come out. I see comments floating by. Good boy. If you keep talking to the male lead, he'll take even longer to come out. The male lead's really at his wits' end too. He brings him food, he won't take it. Ask him to play ball, he won't go. When he sees him uncomfortable and tries to care, he doesn't get a kind response either. Right? What does a male lead even like about him? Ji, that he likes me. I can't believe it. It's not that I'm putting myself down. It's just that even I think my withdrawn personality is pretty useless. No social life, can't have fun, not funny, not interesting, not entertaining. But Jai Qingji became the campus celebrity right from orientation. Like him, rolling up to school in a sports car for registration. A flashy rich boy like that. What reason would he have to like me? But the comments keep coming. How long has it been? The male lead still hasn't come out. Such stamina. Task, so pathetic. It's just words. If this could make the little iceberg call him Daddy, I stared at what they were saying, stunned. Isn't Ji Qingji showering in there? Why does it feel like? After realizing what the comments meant, I quickly shut my eyes in embarrassment. Thank God, they can't show up in my head. Click. The bathroom door was pushed open from inside. Ji Qingji walked out shirtless, steam rising from his body. I quickly stood up, head down, and rushed into the bathroom. I was in such a hurry I even bumped into Ji Qingji. The male lead's trying so hard not to smile. Little iceberg seems a bit off. Usually he's so calm and collected, but his face looks kinda red. Every time he goes to the bathroom, it's censored. Let us see what's wrong. Knowing they couldn't see what happened in the bathroom, I let out a sigh of relief. Holy crap! Why is there blood on the little iceberg's chair? At that moment, I could feel the blood in my body freeze instantly. I stiffly pulled down my pants to check. The tampon had leaked. I don't know what I was feeling when I walked out of the bathroom. I'd been in there for a long time. When I came out, Ji Qingji was still standing there, frowning as he looked at me. There were even traces of blood on his fingertips. I stood there silently meeting his gaze. I could only feel sharp pains in my lower abdomen, the cold spreading from there through my limbs, making my hands and feet ice cold. This was probably the most humiliating moment of my nearly 20 years of life. Comments were flying by densely. But I didn't look. I just quietly walked over, calmly wiping the blood from the chair with a wet wipe. Ji Qingji beside me moved slight. I looked up at him. Your hand is dirty? Wipe it off. Ji Qingji didn't speak, just held his hand out to me. I paused, using a fresh wet wipe to carefully clean his fingertips, until that fingertip went pale from lack of blood. Jai Qingji finally asked hoarsely, what illness do you have? I paused in my movements, laughing bitterly to myself. Is this an illness? No, it isn't. Mom always told me from childhood that intersex people are no different from men and women, just another type of human gender. It only seems strange because it's so rare. But this strange gender brings me loneliness more terrifying than any illness. To keep others from discovering my secret, I don't dare get too close to anyone. So, I've never had friends. Gradually my personality became withdrawn, cold, rigid and boring. I remember in high school when I was loneliest, I even started streaming for strangers. Since it wasn't face cam, my stream never had more than single-digit viewers. Even so, I was already satisfied. Ji Qingji's voice pulled me back from my thoughts. Xiao Jinyan, if you're sick you can tell me. I'll keep it secret, and I can take care of you. Then he added, we're roommates after all. The male lead seemed so worried. What illness makes you bleed down there? Can't be hemorrhoid surgery, right? My lips moved, but I couldn't say anything. Ji Qingji's face grew darker. Is it a rare disease? Or cancer? I shook my head and said, softly, no, just an incurable condition. Won't kill me though. That night the dorm lights went out. I lay on the narrow dorm bed tossing and turning. The pain in my lower abdomen constantly reminded me I'd lied to Ji Qingji. I don't know why I admitted to being sick. I just saw the comments saying Ji Qingji felt sorry for me and instinctively wanted to hold on to that sympathy. I closed my eyes and curled up on my side, hearing rustling sounds by the bed. Opening my eyes, I vaguely saw Ji Qingji's silhouette. He quietly climbed up my ladder, studying my face in the moonlight from the window. You're sweating so much. Does your stomach hurt? I made a soft sound of agreement. The male lead just spent time under his covers, looking up every bleeding condition. The more he searched, the more worried he got to. Quick, check if little iceberg is still breathing. I felt a bit guilty. Jai Qingji to go back down da. I'll get you some hot water. Something possessed me to grab his hand. Jai Qingji stopped her. Maybe it was the moonlight being too gentle. Falling into his eyes made his expression seem especially tender. I felt like I was under a spell. What is it? Jai Qingji asked. I'm cold, I heard myself say calmly. This is crazy. Ji Qingji was quiet for 2 seconds, then asked tentatively. I didn't say anything. Just moved myself inward, making a small space. Ji Qingji lay down beside me. The space was too small. We could only lie facing each other on our sides. Our breathing swept across each other's faces, both rapid. Heartbeats pounding against our eardrums. Holy crap, what rapid progress. A month into school, and they've barely said a few words. Today, they're already sharing a bed. This close. The male lead will need another bathroom break soon. Jie Qingyi reached out and gently placed his hand on me. Will this be a bit warmer? I felt like someone else had taken over my body. Hold me tighter. Okay. Jie Qingyi's Adam's apple bobbed. Okay. He wrapped me in his strong arms and chest. I was instantly surrounded and enveloped by his scent, safe and secure. That's the feeling he gave me. Something soft touched the top of my head. Just a brief touch. I could feel Jie Qingyi take a deep breath. The male lead's top-tier lung capacity so satisfying. Wifey must smell so good. Let me have a sniff. I won't sniff. Just let me have a little kiss. I silently nuzzled into Jie Qingyi's embrace. The comments are sometimes cute, sometimes perverted. Jie Qingyi's hand slowly stroked my back, his low voice gently brushing my eardrums. Don't be scared, it's okay. Whatever illness it is, I can help you. My ear tickled. Where Jie Qingyi's hand passed instantly went numb and tingly. I shivered slightly, clamping my legs together. A muffled moan escaped my tightly pressed lips. Does your stomach hurt badly? Jie Qingyi asked urgently. I could only nod silently. Jie Qingyi had me turn around and held me from behind. His large hand covered my stomach, rubbing in circles. Is it here? I bit my lip. A little lower. Wifey's tummy must be so soft. The male lead's having a blast rubbing it. The comments made me notice. Jie Qingyi, you. Sorry, Jie Qingyi said somewhat flustered. We're just too close together. Let me help you. I turned to look at Jie Qingyi. Jie Qingyi was completely stunned. I tried to maintain a steady voice. You help me rub my stomach. I'll help you. Fair trade. The quiet dorm had only the soft breathing of two roommates. Moonlight streamed in from outside, falling on Jie Qingyi's slightly furrowed brow. He instinctively moved even closer to me. I heard his restrained breathing. Who would have thought Little Iceberg would suddenly become so forward? You know I've never had any game. Share some with me. The male lead so dazed with pleasure his hands are wandering. When Jie Qingyi's hand touched my waist, I jerked sharply. Jie Qingyi's expression instantly cleared somewhat, quickly pulling his hand back. Sorry. I pressed my lips together, too embarrassed to speak. Actually, I like it when Jie Qingyi does this. Being touched, being liked, being cherished, being worried about. I'm addicted to this feeling. So I could only frown. Jie Qingyi. My stomach still hurts. Just help me rub it like this. So, those big hands returned to rubbing my lower abdomen. My eyelashes trembled uncontrollably. At the final moment, Jie Qingyi begged me, 一笑艰难, say my name again. Please. As if afraid I'd refuse, he quickly explained. I'm not trying to. I just think your voice sounds nice. Before he finished speaking, I leaned close to his ear. It's okay. Jie Qingyi, I know. Jie Qingyi buried his head in the crook of my neck, breathing hard. The male lead's totally incoherent rambling. Little Iceberg's voice really is nice, especially when doing naughty things. Being this forward, shouldn't call him Little Iceberg anymore. Little Iceberg out of bed. Little volcano in bed. Jie Qingyi held me and asked, fair trade. Should I help you? I refused very quickly. No need. Jie Qingyi paused, eyes dropping with disappointment. I quickly added, my stomach still feels bad. Okay, Jie Qingyi said, I'll sleep with you tonight, alright? If your stomach hurts, just call me and I'll rub it. I nodded. I thought this was Jie Qingyi's excuse to stay and sleep. But that night, every time I moved slightly, I could feel Jie Qingyi's embrace tighten around me. Even before fully awaking, he'd instinctively rub my stomach. I'm here. That whole night my stomach stayed warm, and so did I. Oh, how did this suddenly become a pure love channel? Our iceberg baby really has no sense of security when sleeping, always checking to make sure the male lead is still there. Ever since that day, our school's celebrity became my sidekick, sticking to me almost 24/7. He even worriedly guards outside when I use the bathroom. My cycle has never been regular. This time it came after 2 months, but wouldn't end. Since I'm a guy, there's no reason to skip out when sports are required. After PE class, I returned to the dorm, irritably clutching my stomach as I curled up in the chair, not knowing when these awful days would end. Seeing this, Jie Qingyi quickly crouched beside me, rubbing my stomach, pouring hot water, even wanting to put heat pads on me. Though all the conditions he researched were wrong, his treatment methods were spot on. I watched him looking up at me, like puppy, his eyes full of undisguised worry and concern. He even quietly asked me if I was bleeding today. I felt awful, using this kind of trick to get Jie Qingyi's sympathy and attention. For a moment, I really wanted to come clean about everything, but I didn't have the courage to watch the passion in those eyes turn to anger and disgust. And I didn't have the courage to lose Jie Qingyi. Jie Qingyi and I were together all the time. He introduced me to all his friends. He'd take me cruising around in that cool 9 of Alam. Gradually, I wasn't as withdrawn as before. People would greet me when I walked around campus. Others would invite me to share tables in the cafeteria. People on the school forum started discussing me a lot, and my relationship with Ji Qingji. But Ji Qingji never cared about the gossip. He'd often put his arm around my shoulder. He'd touch my stomach now and then, and eat my leftover food. We were way closer than friends. But we never crossed that line. The first time Ji Qingji got mad at me was because I gave his WeChat to someone else. He came back with a cold face and asked me, "You gave Meng Langxing my WeChat?" I said yes. Ji Qingji looked me in the eyes. "Don't you know why Meng Langxing wanted my WeChat?" Jie Qingji was too dazzling. He was handsome, outgoing, smart, from a good family, and athletic. Girls chasing him were countless. Ji Qingji laughed angrily. "You knew she wanted to chase me, and you still gave it to her." I looked down. Meng Langxing is my friend. And I didn't know what reason I had to refuse her. At first I said I'd ask Ji Qingji. But Meng Langxing begged me not to ask, saying he'd definitely refuse. I'm just Ji Qingji's friend, not his boyfriend. What right did I have to stop her from pursuing Ji Qingji? Ji Qingji was quiet for a while. "Are friends more important to you than me?" Meng Langxing befriended you to get close to me. Can't you see that? My heart stabbed with unexpected pain. Ji Qingji walked around me and left. Why was I kind of excited? That we suddenly had a fight. The male lead not confessing is driving me crazy. Little Iceberg has no guard up around him now. What's he waiting for? I waited in the dorm for an hour, but Ji Qingji didn't come back. The comments said Ji Qingji was in a bad mood, drinking at the bar. I suddenly spoke up. "Do you guys have any way to help me? I don't want Ji Qingji to be mad at me." The comments exploded. Holy crap! Who's he talking to? There's nobody else in this room. Little Iceberg can see the comments. Yes, I can see everything you guys say. This is so exciting. We can actually interact in real time. What method do you need? Just kiss him. Why aren't he to make him smile? Baby, listen to me. Take off your clothes and jump on him. He'll be dizzy with desire. Pretend your stomach hurts so he'll come back. Among all the useless comments, I caught one useful piece of advice. I texted Ji Qingji, but he didn't reply. So I called him for the first time. "What's up?" Ji Qingji's tone was cold and distant, like he was talking to a stranger. "Baby, don't let him fool you. He's just pretending." Actually, when you called him, he was so happy he dropped his phone. I cleared my throat quietly. "Ji Qingji, where are you? Can you come back?" Ji Qingji was still trying to hold back. "What happened? Is something wrong?" I wasn't good at lying, so I felt guilty. "Nothing, just my stomach hurts a little." Baby sounds more like he's in pain when he's guilty. Little Iceberg rarely says he's in pain. The male lead probably thinks he's dying. I heard Ji Qingji start running. "Why does your stomach hurt again?" "Wait for me, I'll be right back." The phone rang again soon after. I thought it was Ji Qingji and picked up without thinking. But that familiar voice made my blood run cold. "My precious son, it's been so many years. Miss me." I couldn't even breathe. My heart was beating out of control. My lips moved but no sound came out. Jiang Wu laughed mockingly. "I'm right at your school gate. Come out so we can catch up." Who is this guy? Little Iceberg's dad. The male lead's coming back soon. Don't be scared, baby. He'll back you up. Seeing this comment, my hands shook badly. I said hoarsely, "Go to the back gate. I'll come out and meet you right away." I absolutely couldn't let this scumbag meet Ji Qingji. When I got to the back gate, Jiang Wu was sitting on the steps eating fried rice. He gestured at me with his chin. "Go pay for this first." I silently paid for him and waited for him to finish eating slowly. He casually wiped the grease from his mouth and stood up smiling. "My precious son, I'm short on cash lately. Lend me some money. That shouldn't be a problem, right?" I fought back the nausea rising in my stomach. "How much?" Wu rubbed his hands together with a sleazy grin. "Not much, just 500 dollars. I laughed coldly. "Are you insane? I don't have that kind of money. I've been asking around these past few days. You have a close male classmate, right? You two are inseparable. Just ask him for it." I was shaking with rage but kept my voice calm. "He's just a regular classmate. Why would he give me money?" Jiang Wu leaned close to my ear with a grin. "I've seen everything, son. You don't need to fool me. This rich boy probably thinks you're fresh. Never seen someone who can take it both ways." Before Jiang Wu could finish, I punched him in the face. 5 years of martial arts training wasn't for nothing. Jiang Wu fell to the ground from my punch. He yelled, "A son hitting his father. This is outrageous. I gave you life without me giving you that freakish body. How could you climb into rich people's beds? If you don't give me money, I'll come to your school every day and shout. Then more people will want to play with you, and I'll just lie back and count the cash." I clenched my fists tight, nails digging into my palms. The comments were so full of curse words they were getting censored. They said Ji Qingji was frantically looking for me and would probably find the back gate soon. I took a deep breath and said quietly, "Not everyone's as sick as you. That rich boy has no idea my body is like a monster's. You better not go looking for him. If he finds out how disgusting I am, we won't get a penny." Jiang Wu looked surprised. "He hasn't had you yet, and he still hangs around you every day. My son's really got skills." My stomach was cramping with pain. Rich people are like that. Once they get what they want, they lose interest. I never let him touch me. You better keep your mouth shut. 行行, Jiang Wu stood up, grinning. Alright. As long as you can get money from him, I'll do whatever you want. Rich people are stingy. I can't get that much. 200,000 at most, and I can't give it to you all at once. Jiang Wu spat. Damn it, 200,000 is nothing. Better than getting nothing at all. I stared at him coldly and said word by word, I don't mind if we both die together. Jiang Wu was probably scared by my expression. He shivered. Fine, 200,000 it is. After I got back to the dorm, I sent Jie Qingji a message. When Jie Qingji came back, he hugged me right away. Where did you go, Yanyan? I didn't say anything. Jie Qingji kept apologizing to me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I silently gripped the hem of Jie Qingji's shirt. I'm the one who should apologize. Jie Qingji's arms tightened around me. Yanyan, you're amazing. I spoke without thinking. That was all bullshit? Your friends like you for who you are. It has nothing to do with me. My nose stung and my vision blurred with tears. I pressed my face against Jie Qingji's warm neck. This was probably the last bit of his warmth I'd ever feel. I forced a smile, my voice light as air. Jie Qingji, I don't mind about this. Meng Lanxin is nice. You two would be perfect together. Jie Qingji went silent, looking at me in disbelief. My heart was twisting in pain, but I forced myself to continue. I already have a girlfriend. You should get one too. Jie Qingji's eyes were frighteningly red. He stared at me intently. 想骗我? I don't believe it. 萧敬言, don't try to fool me. I'm with you every day. When did you get a girlfriend? I walked to my desk, opened the drawer, and took out the tampons I'd hidden inside. Do you recognize these tampons? I bought them for my girlfriend. Do I need to lie to you? After Jie Qingji left, I couldn't hold on anymore. I rushed into the bathroom and threw up my guts. When I came out, I collapsed weakly into a chair. The comments kept trying to talk to me. Baby, the male lead's family is rich. Why don't you tell him and let him help you? I said hoarsely, you don't know my dad. He's greedy. If Jie Qingji gives him money once, he'll be stuck with him forever. Unless he dies, he's a bottomless pit. This makes me so mad. What do we do now? I really feel sorry for you. I laughed bitterly. Thanks guys, there's nothing to feel sorry about. It's just fate. There are lots of people worse off than me. But sorry to disappoint you. I won't be with Jie Qingji. Someone like me would just drag anyone down. The male lead is heartbroken right now, sitting alone on the rooftop smoking. He really likes you. This is too cruel to him. I looked up at the ceiling helplessly and murmured, 井上. But dragging him into my disgusting world would be even more cruel. I put my hand over my eyes while blocking out the harsh light. Jie Qingji's world was clean and bright, warm and radiant. I'd worked so hard for years just to get close to a world like that. Now it seemed like a joke. I went back to living alone, like before. Classes during the day, working at the bar at night, tutoring on weekends. At first Jie Qingji followed me a few times. I always knew from the comments. I'd always say mean things to him. Gradually he stopped following me. He asked why I didn't come back to the dorm at night. I said I was out with my girlfriend. Gradually he stopped asking too. I rarely saw Jie Qingji anymore. But the comments would tell me how he was doing. The male lead's been really depressed lately. He just smokes and sleeps, barely eats. This can't go on. You'll both break down. Wait for me, guys. I'm gonna go kill that bastard Jiang Wu. I knew this couldn't continue. So I hid in the bar's bathroom and texted Meng Lanxin, teaching her how to win over Jie Qingji. Jie Qingji is kind. He can't stand seeing animals get hurt. Jie Qingji is loyal. He'll help his friends with almost anything. Jie Qingji loves movies, especially suspense and horror. Jie Qingji loves sleeping in, so don't text him early in the morning. He'll be grumpy. Jie Qingji loves street food. He can be totally satisfied with just a bowl of fried rice from the back gate. So much more. Jie Qingji and I had only known each other for 2 months, but I already knew everything about him. I wiped the water drops from my screen and sent one last message. Jie Qingji is a really good person. I wish you success. Good luck. Meng Lanxin quickly replied. Ji, I love you. Wait for my good news. I'll definitely treat you to a big meal. My heart was probably numb from all the pain. I actually smiled. Okay, waiting for that meal. I gave Jiang Wu the 20,000 I earned from work plus my saved scholarship money. Jiang Wu spat and counted the money with a cold sneer. Hua Qiang, he deliberately put on a stern face. This rich boy you found is too cheap. Is he unwilling to spend money, or unwilling to spend it on you? I saw him with another pretty girl the other day. Don't come to our school anymore. If people see I have a father like you, I won't be able to get any money. Rich people get bored easily. He doesn't like me. Your school is full of rich people. If he doesn't like you anymore, why don't you find someone else? You money-losing fool, so stubborn. What's the point of studying so much? I looked at the many small needle marks on his arm and said with my eyes downcast, I don't know how to seduce people. Jiang Wu looked around cautiously and handed me a small bag. Just add this to his drink. A tiny bit is enough. What is this? Where did you get it? Jiang Wu said impatiently, mind your own damn business. Just do it. The bar where I work isn't close to school, but I still ran into Ji Qingyi here. He walked in with a group of friends. Looked like they were celebrating someone's birthday. He'd gotten much thinner, his jawline sharp. His gaze lazily swept around the room. He looked like one of those rich kids who hang out at bars all the time. My heart ached dully. The manager pushed me from behind. What are you standing around for? Customers are here. Go serve them. I steeled myself and walked over. All of Ji Qingyi's friends knew me. Xiao Jinyan? What are you doing here? Yeah, long time no see. Why aren't you brother yet anymore? I pressed my lips together. I kept my head down, avoiding Ji Qingyi's sharp gaze. I've been busy with part-time jobs lately. No time. Perfect timing then. Come on, sit down and join us. I was wondering why brother Ye wanted to come here. They enthusiastically seated me next to Ji Qingyi. It used to be like this. The seat next to Ji Qingyi was always saved for me. Even when he was chatting with others, he'd rest his hand on the back of my chair, tapping it absent-mindedly. Sometimes he'd squeeze my shoulder and ask if I was bored. But right now, sitting next to Ji Qingyi made me feel like I was on pins and needles. He habitually stretched his arm out, resting it on the back of my chair. I could only deliberately ignore him, clinking glasses and drinking with his friends. I don't know how many drinks I'd had when Ji Qingyi suddenly grabbed the glass from my hand, his tone firm. Stop drinking if you're not feeling well. I stared at him blankly. How did you know? Working at the bar, I often had to drink with customers. Even during my period, I had to grit my teeth and drink. I'd long since gone numb from the pain. When Ji Qingyi said that, the cramping pain in my stomach suddenly came, rushing back like a tidal wave. Ji Qingyi leaned close to my ear. Xiao Jinyan, those tampons weren't for your girlfriend, were they? In that instant, all the blood in my body went cold. How could that be? If they weren't for her, then who were they for? I quickly stood up. I'm going to the restroom. I stayed in the bathroom stall for a long time. When I opened the door, I came face to face with Ji Qingyi. Ji Qingyi stepped forward and backed me into the stall again. He locked the door behind him. His gaze swept over the trash can behind me. I quickly moved to block it. Ji Qingyi, what are you doing? I already have a girlfriend. Ji Qingyi moved closer and wrapped his arms tightly around my waist. Stop pretending. It's just the two of us here. Yan Yan. I couldn't find words. Ji Qingyi rested his chin on my shoulder and asked softly, your stomach hurts, doesn't it? You've gotten so thin. My eyes instantly welled up. I turned my head away and closed my eyes. Oh, Xiao Jinyan, you're really something. You don't even dare chase after me yourself, but you dare teach someone else to chase me? Where do you get the confidence that she could actually get me? You're so stupid. How would Meng Lanxin know I'm grumpy in the morning? How would she know I like the fried rice from behind the school? By the end, Ji Qingyi's voice was already choked up. I know you must be dealing with some serious problem. You push me away, push me towards someone else. Does that make me happy? Can't you see how much I like you? Can't you see how much I care about you? Do you think losing you would make me happy? I bit my lip hard. I cried and trembled in Ji Qingyi's arms. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to be like this. I'm really sorry. Ji Qingyi's burning tears scalded my skin. And scalded my heart. Xiao Jinyan, you said you didn't want me, so I'm gone. You threw me away like a dog. I cupped Ji Qingyi's face, wiping away his tears. But no matter how much I wiped, they kept coming. He really was like a little dog abandoned by its owner, full of grievance, seeking answers from his master. But I couldn't tell. Wait for me, okay? I'll sort everything out soon. Ji Qingyi angrily interrupted me. What problem is there that I can't help you solve together? Don't yell at me. My stomach really hurts. I was really pathetic with Ji Qingyi, always using the same old trick, taking advantage of his sympathy for me. But this trick worked every time. Ji Qingyi grudgingly lowered his voice. Sorry. I'll take you away right now. He took me to get a room at the hotel across the street. He followed me step by step into the bathroom. Since I already figured it out, let me help you, Yan Yan. I looked at Ji Qingyi for a long moment. Okay, help me. I took off my pants in front of him. It's ugly and weird, right? You can still leave if you want. Ji Qingyi knelt down on one knee in front of me. He grabbed the tampon string. Where's the ugly? Where's the weird? It's clearly very cute. I blushed and turned my head away. Ji Qingyi said, spread your legs. It might hurt a little. Relax, Yan Yan. The comments that had gone silent earlier were going crazy again. I really wanted to ask them, did they deliberately not tell me Ji Qingyi was coming to find me? Ji Qingyi was going too slow. I urged him to be faster. Use more force. The moment the tampon left my body, it made a little sound. I looked down and froze. Ji Qingyi seemed stunned too. He raised his hand and touched his own face. He said stupidly, it's warm. Both our faces turned bright red. When Jiangwu came to find me again, I only gave him 10,000. That's it. You trying to get rid of a beggar? The drug you gave me didn't work at all. What was that stuff? Impossible. How could it not work? Jiangwu's cloudy eye suddenly turned sharp as he stared at me. Oh, so you're trying to fool me. You planning to call the cops on me? Listen here, you little money loser. Even if I go to prison, I'll get out someday. And when I do, I'll kill you and your mom. And that Ji guy too. None of you will have it easy. As he spoke, Jiangwu got more agitated, his eyes turning, terrifying and crazed. No, I'm gonna kill you right now. Before he finished speaking, he already pulled out a fruit knife from his pocket. You little bitch, Go die! I quickly dodged to the side. Jiang Wu lunged forward and missed. He immediately turned around and stabbed at me again. I smirked slightly. Old fool, now this counts as self-defense. I ran a few steps, screaming for help. Then I deliberately let Jiang Wu's knife cut my arm. Then, I suddenly grabbed the knife from him and stabbed back. The sound of the blade piercing flesh was crystal clear. I pushed harder and harder. 是要经验. A strong force pulled me back. Jia Qingji stepped in front of me and grabbed the knife handle without hesitation. When I realized what he was trying to do, I frantically tried to pull him away. Jia Qingji, get out of here. Ji Qingji stared hard at Jiang Wu, whose eyes were starting to lose focus. Listen up. The cameras can't see here. If you don't die, tell the police I'm the one who stabbed you. Otherwise I have plenty of ways to torture you. Even if you're in the hospital or in prison, I can still find ways to kill you there. Ji Qingji let go and turned to me. Call the police. My hands, which hadn't shaken when I got the knife, were now shaking badly. I'm the one who stabbed him. Ji Qingji. You can't do this. It was self-defense. I won't get in trouble. Ji Qingji cupped my face in his hands. Yan Yan, look at me. I stabbed him to protect myself and save you. Don't get it wrong. Otherwise we'll both be in big trouble. My vision was completely blurred by tears. I just kept shaking my head. Jia Qingji gently kissed my forehead. Is he good? Listen to me. My family will do everything they can to help me. Don't worry, I won't go to prison. Ji Qingji was detained for a month and then released without charges. The day Ji Qingji got out of detention, I didn't even have the face to go pick him up with his parents. I could only watch from afar. That night, Ji Qingji snuck out of his house. As soon as he saw me, he smiled and picked me up, spinning me around. Baby, did you miss me? I missed you so much. How did you get even thinner? Did you miss me so much you couldn't eat? I didn't say anything, just held onto Ji Qingji tightly and wouldn't let go. The comments told me about his situation in detention every day. He clearly couldn't sleep from insomnia, but still came out, pretending nothing happened to cheer me up. I was crying my heart out. Ji Qingji saw that nothing he did could comfort me, so he pulled me down onto the bed, then gently kissed me. I guess I'd been crying for too long, because that kiss actually made me dizzy. Even the crystal chandelier behind Ji Qingji was casting dazzling reflections. I blinked and wrapped my arms around Ji Qingji's neck, speaking softly with a nasal voice. Kiss me again, okay? Ji Qingji looked at me. 1 second, 2 seconds. The chandelier light was suddenly blocked by shadow. My soft lips were crushed hard by Ji Qingji. I closed my eyes, instinctively tilting my head back to meet him. The air grew thinner, our breathing more rapid. Tingling sensations ran through my body like electric currents. I suddenly remembered something and tried to speak between kisses. Ji Qingyi, you still haven't said you like me. Jie Qingji stopped abruptly. His eyes were all red. I like you the most. I like Xiao Jinyan more than anyone in the world. I smiled softly and wiped the tears from the corner of his eyes. Don't cry. I like you the most too. Ji Qingji held me tight, like he wanted to merge me into his body. It's too perfect, so perfect it doesn't feel real. I ruffled Ji Qingyi's hair. Silly boy. That's something I should be saying. From now on, every day is a fresh start. When I first met my wife, he was just an unknown small-time streamer. Never showed his face, just sang and chatted. His stream always had just a few viewers online. Back then my family kept pushing me to study abroad, planning a future I didn't want. I was frustrated, and often had insomnia. I'd fall asleep to his streams every night. He had such a beautiful voice, like the cool evening breeze on summer nights, and he was really fun too. He'd answer whatever questions fans asked. I thought he was this optimistic ray of sunshine, but then I heard him say he'd never had friends, that he'd had moments where he wanted to die. He envied others who had meal buddies to eat with. He probably would never choose to date anyone in this lifetime. He also thought red sports cars were cool, but after graduation I couldn't find him anymore. He stopped streaming and never came online. On the day I moved into college, I got lost looking for my door. I got out of the car and randomly asked a tall, thin guy for directions. That guy had a really calm presence. He stared at me for a moment before giving directions. In that moment I finally felt that summer evening breeze again. I was lucky enough to be assigned to the same dorm room as him. He said he had no friends, so I stuck to him like glue every day. He said he envied people with meal buddies, so I always invited him to eat together. But weirdly enough, he always turned me down. He disguised himself as this unapproachable little iceberg. I was so confused. I could only use the dumbest methods to get him to talk to me. Everything changed the day I found him sick and bleeding. The little iceberg finally melted for me. I was too heartbroken to speak. I could only hold him tight. From that day on I started growing flowers. My wife grew more and more beautiful under my care. He finally started blooming on his own. He began making friends, getting admirers and suitors. I was genuinely happy for him. But I also got jealous, so I said awful things when we fought. That's my biggest regret, because that day I lost him. When I saw him again, he was like a different person, always using the cruelest words to push me away. But I never believed a single word he said. My wife probably doesn't know that while his mouth said to stay away, his eyes were begging me to hold him tight. After that he became really busy. I'd secretly follow him, but he always caught me. So later I hired people he didn't know to tail him. I found out my wife was working at a bar, and that some guy kept bothering him. He never told me any of this. What made me even angrier was he was actually teaching other people how to pursue me. I couldn't take it anymore and went to the bar where he worked. I told him I'd figured out his secret. I knew about his situation, but I was still hurt. What abandoned puppy wouldn't feel hurt? To comfort me, my wife showed me his unique little flowers. I wasn't scared at all. I just felt even more heartbroken for him than before. I knew the more he pushed me away, the more he wanted me to hold him closer. From that day, I started growing 2 flowers. When I found out that man was bothering my wife again, I rushed over, but saw something I'll never forget. I was scared to death. I had only one thought. Even if there was a 1 in 10,000 chance of going to prison, it absolutely could not be my wife. I took his place and spent a month in detention, but I don't regret it one bit. After all, I'm an excellent gardener. I grow flowers because I love flowers. I want him to bloom beautifully and freely forever. There can't be even the slightest risk of withering. On our 3rd anniversary, Jianwu died in prison. What a happy ending. That night I worked hard to please my wife. With my hands, my mouth, all kinds of little toys. My wife's eyes went unfocused, his toes curling, instinctively grabbing my hair, his whole body trembling uncontrollably. I finally heard the word husband. I'd been dreaming of